Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is race number 14 in the 2019 NOFSRL Haas IndyCar Series, part of Lake Effect Ice Cream Super Weekend. It's the Duel at the Glen, race number 1 here from the Watkins Glen International. And we're going to have ourselves a very fun race, because not only are we going to have a fun race, we're going to have a fun championship battle, as we only have 3 races left to go in the season before we crown a champion at Pocono. And 2 of those races are going to be this weekend. Tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern, we have another race here from Watkins Glen, race 2 of the Duel at the Glen. But today, very interesting scenario, because Richard Kinghart, who is a championship contender, comes into this race now 59 points behind Justin Zajdel. He won the pole for this race. Justin Zajdel starts 11th. And it's going to be fun to see if Kinghart can close in on Zajdel heading into the second race tomorrow, and it's very possible at the end of the second race tomorrow we could have a new points leader heading into Pocono. A lot can happen between now and then. We're going to have to see what happens here today from the Watkins Glen International. But here's how they line up in the points standings. Justin Zajdel still is the points leader, 347 points towards the championship. And I think the biggest surprise out of the race from Canadian Tire last week was Christian Vargas moving up to the second position. He's only 47 points behind, and he's the only driver in the field who has a chance at actually surpassing Justin Zajdel in the points in this race alone. Like we mentioned, Richard Kinghart now 59 points behind with his bonus point for winning the pole. Cody Smart is 61 points behind. Christopher Altheby, who's starting 3rd in this race, is 65 points behind. And Jonathan King, who is starting 18th, is 67 points behind. Cody Smart starts 22nd. And Christian Vargas, 2nd in the points, starts in the 17th position here today. It's going to be an interesting race. With the next race tomorrow, the pole sitter, or the first place starter, I should say, will not get a bonus point towards the championship, because the starting lineup will be an official random draw for the second race. And I know with some races we have not shown qualifying, and we have technically done a random draw, but we're acting like we did qualifying for those races because we normally would under real life circumstances. But for this, because the race is so early tomorrow, we're not going to have time to qualify for tomorrow's race, which means it's going to be a random draw and nobody gets a bonus point for the pole position. But with that all out of the way, we're ready to get these guys to roll off here in race number 1 of the Duel at the Glen. We've already had a lot of amazing racing up to this point, with the Hers Elimination Series finale, Craftsman Throwback Series finale just a little while ago, and the RPS race last night. It's only going to get better from here. I think the Indy cars are probably going to be the stars of the shows here at the Watkins Glen International. Of course, the cherry on the top of the whole event weekend here at Watkins Glen is going to be the Lake Effect Ice Cream 400K in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, but I really think that these guys are going to put on the best show, because a lot more is at stake for these guys, considering how close we are to the finish of the season, and how close, you could say, how interesting that points battle is, because one mistake out of Justin Zajdel in this race and everything is on its side for this championship. It is, like I mentioned, Richard Kinghart starting on the pole position in the number 13. He's alongside the number 22 machine of Dion Moon, who is looking for his 3rd top 10 of the season and his 3rd win of the season. As a matter of fact, both of the guys on the front row are both looking for their 3rd win of the season. Kinghart won at Riverside and Kansas earlier before Indianapolis, so if you've got him on, both those guys have won multiple races so far. Christopher Altheby, he won Auto Club at the beginning of the season. Comes into this race, like I mentioned, 65 points behind. He is 3rd in the championship standings, or 3rd, I should say, on the racetrack. He's actually 5th in the championship standings, 3rd on the racetrack, but it's all pretty close right there. Agar Barreto, great run for him. Barreto still has a shot at the championship, so we might see him creep inside the top 5 with a good run here today. He starts 4th. Noah Clifton alongside Nathan Faden. Marty Johnson needs a really good run here. It's been a tough season for the IndyCar veteran. He's alongside Julio Cesar. And then you got Keyshawn Richardson and Audra Baranowskis. There is Justin Zajdel starting in the 11th position. Vargas is in the 17th position. He's alongside Jonathan King in the 18th position, and Cody Smart 22nd. Those 6 guys, Justin Zajdel, Christian Vargas, Richard Kinghart, Cody Smart, Christopher Altheby, and Jonathan King, are the 6 guys we're going to be focusing on in this championship battle. This is the first race at Watkins Glen. Duel at the Glen, race number 1. And Richard Kingart is going to lead us to the green flag here for the greatest weekend on Napa Fan. The Lake Effect Ice Cream Super Weekend continues. Let's get going here from the greatest road course in the world. Green flag at Watkins Glen. Richard Kingart falling back to the 3rd position in the number 13, but he's battling right there with Barretto for 2nd. And you got to be careful here at Watkins Glen. There are a lot of places where you can make a mistake, and if you're on the outside lane, coming off the final turn, turn number 11, you're going to hit that outside wall. Barretto with a power move to the inside of Dion Moon for the race lead. And from the 4th starting position, Edgar Barretto is going to take it away on lap 1. Kingart has fallen all the way back to 5th. He's losing points with every position. They're still side by side for the race lead here at Watkins Glen. Barretto will clear for the race lead. Julio Cesar almost off the racetrack. Edgar Barretto out front. Dion Moon a little wide. Here comes Nathan Faden for the 2nd position. Bonus point towards the championship for Edgar Barretto. Kingart fell all the way back to 4th there. He's in a battle right now with Julio Cesar for the 4th position. You gotta think, too, these guys are battling so hard because we will not have any pit stops in either Watkins Glen race. The pit road is a little tight. We have difficulty coming in, so we said, you know what, we're not going to deal with that. We're just going to let these guys race, and that's what we're getting right now. So where you started in this race meant so much. Kingart had the pole, but did not utilize it to his advantage, but he is still ahead of Justin Zajdel on the racetrack right now. Alphabet really fell back after starting 3rd. Alphabet was 8th coming across the line that last time. Well, Justin Zajdel fell back to 13th, so not a lot of those guys on the inside got a good run there. Julio Cesar really diving it down low into the boot. Nathan Faden right behind Edgar Barretto. He's going to get the run to the inside here, I do believe, and make a move for the race lead. Number 21 looking pretty strong right now. Unable to get to the inside. Going to stay behind the 21. Dion Moon in the 3rd position. Kingart up the 4th. And you got to think, Kingart's still in this thing. He's got to regain himself after that first lap there and find a way back to the inside of Dion Moon. Get the position on him there. There's Zajdel. And Zajdel has the benefit of his teammate right ahead of him here in Marty Johnson. So we'll have to see if Johnson maybe slices through the field to help Zajdel out a little bit. Gotta watch out for Alphabet here on the outside. It's a little close right there, but he's going to keep it together. Don't know if we've seen anybody smack that outside wall yet, which is a good sign here from Watkins Glen. Edgar Barretto continuing to lead. Nathan Faden, Dion Moon, Richard Kingart, Audra Baranowskis in the 5th position. Julio Cesar, Noah Clifton, I should say, in the number 27. Al Lagasse, Christopher Alphabet, and Marty Johnson. That is the top 10. Zajdel's in 13th right now, so currently Alphabet and Kingart would gain points on him. With those guys in the top 6 in points. Take a look and see where Jonathan King is. Jonathan King is right there, and Christian Vargas is right there as well, and so is Cody Smart. All those guys right on each other from 17th on to 19th. They're deep in the field, though, and they're currently losing points to Justin Zajdel. They're all going to hope that Justin Zajdel wrecks out in this race, because if he does, that really opens the door for this championship battle. Back to the race lead. Barretto remaining out front. If I'm not mistaken, I think Barretto might have won. No, it was Tyler Reddy who won the one race we had here last year, and unfortunately for Reddy, he's deep in the field, number 15. Been a decent season for him. He missed out on the Indianapolis 250, but he's currently top 15 in points. Considering he missed a race, that's not too bad. Starting to file out here, but that does not mean this race is over. It means it's far from over, because we still have ourselves a lot of racing left to go here at Watkins Glen. Matter of fact, 3/4 of the race still left to go here in just race number 1, the Duel at the Glen. After that wild first lap, things have calmed down, and Edgar Barretto looking pretty solid at the moment to possibly get this race victory. The good thing for Kingart is he's still ahead of Zajdel. And I think with where he is, compared to where Zajdel is right now, pretty sure he would be within a race of points coming into the next race tomorrow morning. So we'll have to see how that all plays out. Zajdel's stuck in 13th right now, so it's not working out the best for him. Here's Jonathan King trying to make a move. That is on Davey Johnson. That's an extra position. He does not want to lose any more points to Justin Zajdel. A lot of these guys, matter of fact, everyone except for Christian Vargas lost points to Justin Zajdel last week at Canadian Tire, so they don't want that to happen to him again. Of course, Cody Smart was probably the hardest one of them all because he was trying to come down the pit lane, smack the wall, and he did not get a good starting position for this race, so he wants to be able to gain on those guys and possibly get around Zajdel here. But like I mentioned, what they're going to want to happen is for Zajdel to wreck. And if that happens, we're going to have ourselves one heck of a championship battle here in the Haas IndyCar Series. But surprisingly, we have yet to have a wreck in this race, which is a good thing. We want these guys to race it out. But we have some pretty good racing going on. Nathan Faden all over the back bumper of Igor Barreto. Of course, the back of Igor Barreto. They don't have bumpers anymore. Dion Moon, however, got a run to the inside. But turn one's probably the worst place to be if you're on the inside lane, which might be why Kingart did not get a good run there. Only unless you get a good jump on the start, you're not going to get through turn one well and clear the guy alongside you. But Dion Moon might get the run here. Gonna be to the outside of Nathan Faden here. And back to the inside, and if he keeps the inside lane here, he's going to be able to make the pass on Faden entering the carousel. Carousel's another treacherous corner here at Watkins Glen. Lots of times we see a lot of passing made through that corner. Dion Moon going to get the run to the inside, and Kingart, ooh, he did not take the inside on Faden. He had an opportunity to do so, couldn't do it. Now Dion Moon in the second position, trying to close in on Igor Barreto, but Faden is not going to let him have the position. Well, he is now. But Faden with a better entry through the corner, and he might go back to the inside. And Faden not letting second place get away from him here. They're side by side for the second position between Nathan Faden and Dion Moon. Got all these names flying around in my head, and I can't get them straight sometimes. This is a good opportunity for Kingart. If Kingart can get around one of these guys, it's an extra couple of points. As a matter of fact, that would be an extra 3 points. He'd jump from 32 points to 35 points for Kingart if he were able to get around one of these guys. Dion Moon's going to go wide. We haven't seen anyone hit that outside wall in this race yet, which is really good. I mean, we've always seen that. We're probably going to see that tomorrow in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. We've seen that in other series so far this week. Kingart's going to try to get the outside on Faden in turn one, and he's going to make easy work of that position. And now even Audra Baranowskis might have something on Nathan Faden. Faden losing 2 positions there. 1 gain for Kingart. Zajdel also gained 1, but because Zajdel's deeper in the field, I believe he only gains 1 point while Kingart gained 3. You gotta remember too, Kingart also had that bonus point towards the championship for starting on the pole position. There goes Baranowskis for the 4th position on Nathan Faden, but if you think here, Kingart came in 60 points behind, he's now 59 points behind. Every point matters here in this strict championship battle. Barreto looking very strong right now in the number 19. There goes Baranowskis. That is for 4th. And Baranowskis is a really good run off the corner. She might get to the inside of Kingart, and she will. Oh, 3 wide and around! 3 cars all in the inside wall. Noah Clifton, Al Lagasse, and Julio Caesar. And I think it might have been Lagasse who got 3 wide to the inside, and he swept them all up. Such a heartbreak for those guys, but Justin Zajdel again gonna gain more points after people in front of him making huge mistakes. Something else, Zajdel keeps on doing this. That's how he got second at Canadian Tire last week, and he just keeps on running these clean races, taking advantage of everybody else's mistakes. He's now up to the 9th position. Not exactly what Kingart wanted there. He wants to gain as much as he possibly can heading into the second race tomorrow morning. But Al Lagasse down the pit lane. And now Colton Yeo off in turn 1. Colton Yeo, remember, almost won a Canadian Tire last week. And he spun out on his own in that race. You see Clifton here. Deep in the field. All those guys were inside the top 10 when that accident happened. Julio Caesar as well. And none of them are going to finish inside the top 20 here today. Kinghart was able to hold off Audra Baranowskis, however. That's a good move there for him. So, you know, that's 3 more points than the position behind him. But you got to think here, too. Justice Zajdel could easily move up and possibly even pass Kinghart in this race. But Angel Oliveira's got to run now. Oliveira trying to make it on the number 10. Looks like he will. Zajdel's going to have to shoot it up the racetrack, but he's going to be able to clear Oliveira there. Halfway through the Duel at the Glen race number 1. And while Igor Barretto's led every lap, I say this thing has been wildly entertaining. It's been something else so far here at Watkins Glen, especially following this championship battle. Ooh, boy. Looks like Zajdel might have had to check up a little bit. These guys bunching up behind him. Angel Oliveira, Keyshawn Richardson. And here's Christian Vargas. And if there's anybody Zajdel does not want to finish ahead of him, it's Vargas. And Vargas is making very good work right now on this field. Up to the 13th, now 12th position after starting 17th. So he's doing a great job. And he only has 2 cars in between him and Justin Zajdel. So he would want Oliveira to make a move on Zajdel here soon, so he can have a shot at getting past Zajdel. And if that's the case, Vargas has a shot at this championship. Of course, it was the number 5, driven by Nicholas Samadillo last year for Schmidt-Peterson that won the championship. Vargas now driving the 6th for Schmidt-Peterson. He might win the championship. His first ever Napa Fan Championship if he can get it. But they all have to beat Justin Zajdel, and a pass right there. That's not at all what Kinghart wanted to see. And Baranowskis is going to make it stick this time. Great move for Baranowskis to the inside of Richard Kinghart. Now Dion Moon is all over the 19 of Igor Barretto. This has been a great drive for Dion Moon. It's been a really tough season for him, other than his 2 wins, of course, at Richmond and Chicagoland. But like I mentioned, this was only top 10s of the season, I believe. At least at some point they were. Can't remember if he finished top 10 at Pikes Peak or not. But he's going for his 3rd win of the season if he can get around Igor Barretto here for the race lead in these final 4 laps. Only 4 laps left in race 1 of the Duel at the Glen. It has been an entertaining one here at Watkins Glen. Following with every driver in the field who's in this championship hunt, maybe with the exception of Jonathan King and Cody Smart, but even those guys aren't too far behind from Zajdel at this point. Now, 15th and 17th from 9th. You know, they're going to lose some points there, but not too many. They'll still have a shot at closing in the next race tomorrow. How about Igor Barretto in this one? Oh, but Dion Moon really got a good run through the corner, and he might get it here. Barretto up high, Dion Moon to the inside. We got a battle for the race lead here at Watkins Glen. Barretto's going to get 2 more bonus points towards the championship for leading the most laps, but he might not get the win. There goes Dion Moon to the inside. And another guy, Christopher Alfie, really haven't talked about him yet. He's also ahead of Justin Zajdel in 6th right now, as Dion Moon made a very easy pass for the race lead on Igor Barretto, and a new race leader here at Watkins Glen. It is Dion Moon in the number 22. They're closing in on Al Agassi. Remember, he was involved in an accident about midway through the race there as they went 3 wide. Barretto a little wide off the corner there. Kinghart still 4th. Alphabee in 6th. And Zajdel in 9th. Vargas has gotten passed by Davey Johnson. He's now down to 13th. But back in there, it's only about, I think, a point between each position, so I really don't think it's going to be too much. And another battle here. How about Barretto? He isn't going to let Dion Moon take this win away from him, and they are closing in on Al Agassi as well. They got to be careful getting around him here. Dion Moon. Yeah, he got held up there by Al Agassi. He's not going to be happy about that one. And Baranowskis might get a run on Dion Moon for 2nd. Ooh, they got to be close to the carousel there. Baranowskis going to try to get the inside on him. Going to be 2 laps to go next time by here in race 1 of the Duel at the Glen. Been an absolutely entertaining race here at Watkins Glen International, where every position matters. And hey, Marty Johnson might give a free position to Justin Zajdel. And Alphabee got a position on Nathan Faden. And Dion Moon battling with Baranowskis for 2nd. They want a shot at Igor Barretto one more time. Of course, Dion Moon had it on Barretto the last lap, but Al Agassi got in the way. Alphabee clears for 5th. That's another point on Zajdel, or a couple more points on Zajdel, I should say. So Alphabee's still going to have a shot at this championship, only unless he wrecks, of course. He's got to be careful. He might be on the outside here on turn 11. Ooh, we went a little wide, but nothing drastic. Top 4 trying to close in with 2 laps to go. Audra Baranowskis in 2nd, Dion Moon, Richard Kingart in 4th. And Alphaby up to the 5th position. You know, Alphaby only 6 points behind Richard Kingart. He's not going to be too far off of Kingart after this one either. Zajdel still in the 9th position, and Olvera's battling with them now. And Zajdel might fall back just a little bit. They try to get around Al Legacy. Al Legacy, of course, has that damage from the wreck earlier. This race is far from over for the race lead, however. And Dion Moon's not going to let Baranowskis take that 2nd position away from him. Of course, Dion Moon is only in this position because he got slowed up by Al Legacy as they were going side by side for the race lead right when they hit him. Back in here, Zajdel trying to get on Marty Johnson. And I think Johnson should let him get this position. I mean, that's another couple of points. They want Zajdel to win this championship. Marty Johnson obviously out of the championship hunt. We might see another 3-wide situation entering the corner. We're trying to get around Al Legacy back in there. Back to the race lead. They're coming to the white flag here in race 1 of the Duel at the Glen. I have really enjoyed this race, guys. And I hope you guys have too. It's been a great one here this Friday night. White flag in the air for Edgar Barreto. In race 1 of the Duel at the Glen, he's led all but 1 lap so far. Will he lead the most important one? Baranowskis, she's close enough to make a move here. If Barreto makes enough of a mistake on this final lap here, you gotta watch out for Dion Moon, Richard Kingart as well. They all could have a shot at this race victory, but Barreto doing a good job through the S's, putting a bit of a gap in between him and Audra Baranowskis. And Marty Johnson did not give the position to Justin Zajdel. No team orders there, so we'll have to see how that all shakes out. And guys, of course, we'll see the points at the end of this video. Edgar Barreto holding on to the race lead. I think he might have enough of a gap at this point. But if he goes wide through any of these corners, Baranowskis can be right there for the race lead. Baranowskis going for his 2nd win of the season. Of course, won the Indianapolis 250. Kingart might get a position on Dion Moon. Every position matters, and if Kingart gets this, that's 3 more points towards the championship for him. Oh, he's got it. He's got it, and he might get it on Baranowskis as well. That's 2 positions. Kingart trying to get everything he can on Justin Zajdel on this championship. Zajdel still back in there in 9th. That is where he will finish. Kingart's unable to get around Baranowskis. Oh, but he still got the advantage. Will he get the outside lane here? He's wide. Almost lost it. He cannot afford that. They're still side by side. He's going to have to check it up. Edgar Barreto will win at Watkins Glen. Kingart finishes 3rd. Oh, brother, if he lost that at the final corner of the racetrack in this race and allowed Zajdel to gain on him in points, that would have really been drastic. But Kingart stays in this championship fight after this fantastic race at Watkins Glen. I enjoyed that one so much. I have not enjoyed a race that much in such a long time. And this guy dominated. Edgar Barreto, the race winner. Of course, he won a race last year at Texas. I believe it was his 2nd career IndyCar Series victory. And you know what? Barreto might shoot himself back inside the top 5 in points because of this race victory. He's going to get 53 after this one. And that might put him in contention here. Boy, oh boy, I'm telling you, this is getting good here in the Haas IndyCar Series. Let's go ahead and replay that one accident that happened between Clifton, Caesar, and Al Legacy. You're going to see this move here that Al Legacy puts on Clifton and make it 3 wide, and he hit the rumble strips and slid right into him. And Al Legacy ended up being a major factor in who won this race because of that move. He was so slow. That held up Dion Moon, and that's what gave Edgar Barreto the race win. And that win by Edgar Barreto probably going to put him back in championship contention a little bit more, and it could affect the championship. Every little thing counts in this series at this point, and it is getting really good here. Let's go ahead and get the official standings here from Watkins Glen. Race 1. It's only the first race we got of these IndyCar guys here this weekend. Got one more tomorrow at 11 a.m. It's going to be just like this one, too. So Edgar Barreto with the race victory. Kingart almost losing it on the last lap of the race, but he saved it. He was really going for it on Audra Baranowskis. Knew he had to get every position he possibly could get. He got one on Dion Moon. He should be pretty happy about that one. But Edgar Barreto, got to watch out for him now because he could be up in this championship battle. Vargas did a pretty decent job considering where he started. He's not going to lose too much on Zajdel. He's still going to be part of this. Jonathan King, though, and Cody Smarter, a couple guys I might be a little concerned with at this point. They might fall back a little bit here and might be in the 70s heading into this next race, which doesn't mean they're going to be out of it. But, might not be the best of runs for him, so we'll have to see how that all plays out for those guys. But, Barreto's a guy you got to watch out for now. I think he's going to be in this championship battle. Kingard, of course, closed in a little bit there. He should be within a race on Zajdel heading in to race 2 tomorrow. So watch out for that in Alphabet. Alphabet's kind of the quiet guy here. He finished 5th. He's going to gain points on Zajdel. Watch out for Alphabet because he's going to have a shot at this championship. Let's go ahead and give you guys the points because that's what really matters. I don't know what they are quite yet. You guys are going to see those right now. So thank you guys so much for watching. It's been a blast doing all these races this weekend for you guys here from Watkins Glen. Of course, I know cutting the Haas Elimination Series, Crest and Throwback Series short, but this series is going to finish on time, finally. It's been a while since we've done that, hasn't it? Well, you guys are going to enjoy the final 2 races here in the Haas IndyCar Series. Come back 11 a.m. right here on NAPFan for race number 2. It's going to be just like this one, maybe even better, and have more championship implications. So we're not done yet with Watkins Glen. Big day tomorrow. IndyCar and Chick-fil-A Cup Series back-to-back right here in the Lake Effect Ice Cream Super Weekend. Thank you guys so much for watching here. The championship standings after 14 races, only 2 races left in the schedule in the Haas IndyCar Series. Edgar Barreto, the race winner here in race 1 of the Duel at the Glen. I will see you guys later.
Bass, kick up the bass in the treble, cause faith, that's a rebel. Kick up the bass, kick up the bass in the treble, cause faith, that's a rebel. I blaze a trail like the race on tail, like sand shaking the ground like earthquakes in the mind. Someday I'll die, but not tonight.